So we are continuing with our discussion of angles in standard position. We will now allow angles that are greater than 360 degrees. So we want to be able to sketch angles greater than 360 in standard position. We're going to do exercise 14 here, sketch 540 and 800 in standard position. Now, we've got to figure out how much more these angles are than 360. So I think you can see it probably makes sense to take 540 minus 360 and let's see, 80 or 180, is that correct? 3, 4, 80, 540. So 540 minus 360 is 180, right? So basically the observation I want to make here is that 540 is equal to 360 plus 180. And it's that information that allows us to make a drawing in standard position, so x and y axes. So I'm going to go one full circle in a little bit more, in a straight angle more. So to draw 540, I'm going to indicate one full rotation with a curve and then keep going through an additional angle of 180 degrees and stop there. My terminal side's on the negative x-axis, but this is different from 180. This is 540 degrees. So I need that curve drawn there to tell everybody that I've gone around the circle once, gone around once, and gone a little bit more. Now, I don't want to give you some sort of formula for these. I just don't think a formula is worth it. I think you just want to figure them out. So for instance, 800 degrees, we're going to do the same type of thing. Let's just subtract 360. And is that 440 correct? And now notice I subtracted 360. I'm still larger than 360, so I'm going to subtract another 360. Looks like I've gone around the circle twice. And 440 minus 360, is that going to be 80? So again, the observation I'm making is that 800 degrees is 360 plus 360 plus 80. So, okay, now I know how to draw that in standard position. Here's my x-axis, my y. I'm going to do two full rotations and then 80 degrees more. Now, you don't have to get the 80 degrees exactly. I just know that's going to be somewhere in the first quadrant, just short of 90 degrees. So I've gone two full circles and almost a quarter, almost through the first quadrant, and here's 800 degrees. Okay, our next step is we now allow negative angle measure. For negative angle measure, what you have to know to do is you use clockwise rotation. So while we measure positive angles in a counterclockwise way, negative angles are measured in a clockwise rotation from the positive x-axis. So negative 90 degrees now is not hard to draw. Positive, negative, any angle at all, the initial side is always the positive x-axis when we're in standard position. But a negative 90 degree angle will occur like so. And so its terminal side is actually on the negative y-axis. There's negative 90 degrees. and so on and so forth. Negative 200, we're just sort of thinking in a negative sort of way. I know negative 180 would be like a negative straight angle, right? And I know I have to go a little bit beyond 180. I'm gonna end up in the second quadrant. You can see that. So there's negative 200 degrees. And one more of these negative 400. Now, that's more than one full negative rotation around the circle, right? Because negative 360 would be one circle. So don't get all hung up on the positive or negatives. Just take 400 and subtract 360, and that leaves me with 40 more, right? So I'm going to go in a negative, I'm going to go negatively one full circle and then 40 degrees more. I mean, officially what we're saying here is negative 400 is equal to negative 360. We're thinking of it as a sum of two negatives, but we don't have to do the math with the minus signs as long as we know this. So let's draw negative 400 degrees. So again, start positive x. I'm doing a negative rotation, one full circle, and 40 degrees more is going to take me into this quadrant down here. It's actually terminal side in quadrant 4. There's negative 400 degrees. And I think I'm going to stop and continue in another video. I'm trying to keep this into pieces for you. So we'll continue in another video.